Welcome to Bucks Post-Game Live. We are here at Little Caesars Arena. The Detroit Pistons defeated the Bucks 124-112. I'm Melanie Ricks here with Marcus Johnson. It was a tough one. It really was a tough one, Marcus.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough one. I thought the Bucks competed. I mean, they did what you want a team in this situation to see, Mel. Just come out and play as hard as they can. And I thought it was a case of them kind of running out of energy toward the end there, but then the Pistons being able to finally kind of solve their zone defense. Some delayed cuts from the break line led to a couple of easy buckets inside. Cade Cunningham not only scored the ball, but his 12 assists were huge tonight. So it was a good effort, but sometimes the team comes out and just plays better than you do.
Well, yeah, and Cade Cunningham, he led the Pistons with 23 points, but he wasn't the only double-digit scorer. As you can see, quite a few guys firing on all cylinders here for Detroit, so it certainly was a big game for them.
Well, that's absolutely true. And Dave, Isaiah Stewart, keep wanting to call him Dave, the old Dodger pitcher, but Isaiah Stewart, Beef Stew, let me just call him Beef Stew. 3 for 5 from the three-point line. He really played well. Jalen Duren, 16 and 16 rebounds. He came up big time, and then just enough contributions from everybody else to make things difficult for the Bucks tonight.
Yeah, and Cade Cunningham, he certainly made things difficult tonight. He's our GMC professional grade performance. 23 points for Cade to lead the Pistons. What did you see from him, Marcus?
Well, I just saw a lot of patience. I saw a player who's really coming into his own in terms of game management. He knew that the Bucks were going to send a lot of defensive resources his direction, so he looked to distribute the basketball. He got the ball out of his hands, but again, give this coaching staff a lot of credit. They poured over the film from the other night. The zone defense that the Bucks played that was so effective in Milwaukee had its moments tonight, but for the most part, the Pistons were a lot more effective against that zone tonight than they were Wednesday night.
Well, they were prepared for it tonight, to your point. Well, Kevin Porter Jr., he led all scorers tonight, 32 points from KPJ. A really big night for him, but unfortunately just not enough. What did we need more of, and what did you see from him?
Well, I mean, it's hard to do it all by yourself. And so in a situation like this, what you do, you tip your cap. If I had a cap, I'd tip it to Kevin Porter Jr. and just say, you did everything within your power to try and help this team win the basketball game. He played tremendously. 11 for 16 from the field, 7 for 9, Mel, from the three-point line, 32 points on the night, even dished out 6 assists in the process. So he was doing a little bit of everything. He just didn't have enough consistent help to keep this team in contact, and I kind of sensed it was going to happen. The Bucks were able to keep the lead to 8, 9, 10 points for most of the game, and then in that fourth quarter just kind of got away from them, and they just didn't have the energy. We talk about digging these big holes for themselves and having to dig out. That's energy exertion, and it catches up with you at some point, and I thought tonight was one of those instances.
Well, and it's so ironic because they started the game with that energy that they've been seeking, but to your point, just ran out of gas at the end.
Yeah, great start, and every time I thought that maybe the game would get away from the Bucks, they would crank up the energy, get back into it, close that lead. I think at halftime to 5 or 7 points or whatever it was, but then back-to-back threes to start that third quarter. Now all of a sudden you're looking at a double-digit deficit once again, and psychologically as a basketball team to keep trying to dig yourself out of holes over and over and over again, at some point is just going to get to the point of diminishing returns, and that happened to the Bucks tonight.
Well, we'll talk more on the other side. Kyle Kuzma, 15 points tonight for the Bucks. We always see him doing a little bit of everything on both ends, always having those hustle plays, those effort plays. As you mentioned, Marcus, KPJ can't do it alone, and Kuz control, he's always cruising. We'll talk more next on Bucks Live. A tough one here in Detroit. We're at Little Caesars Arena live with you all, and as Marcus Johnson mentioned during the broadcast, the Bucks have a nice little break here. It's the first time that they won't be heading to Vegas for the NBA Cup, which I think works in their favor considering their struggles as of late. But I'm curious for you, Marcus, what do you want to see from them during that little time off they have?
Well, I mean, first thing is to get some rest, and this has been a tough schedule to start the season. We had a 5-game and 8-day stretch, a couple of 3 games in 5-day stretches. So it's been a lot of games concentrated in a short period of time. And that takes some wear and tear on your body, especially at the start of the season when you're just kind of getting into, or heading toward mid-season form. Right. So getting some rest, Doc's been good at that all season long, but this gives you a good opportunity to do that. But then also just to work on tightening some things up in your zone defense, your offensive execution, all those little things that you want to work on. You'll have ample time. Practice time is valuable on this level, and you get so few opportunities to get some quality practice time in. And this is going to serve over about a 3-day stretch like a little mini training camp, right. Just getting back to the basics, things you want to see this team accomplish until you can get the help that's on the way in Giannis coming back and A.J. Green coming back.
Well, in this upcoming break, it's not the only one. They play on the 11th, not again until the 14th, and then the 18th. So, like you said, hopefully they'll be able to work on quite a few things there. But Kyle Kuzma, he's always getting the work in. 15 points tonight, so he was the Bucks' second leading scorer. What did you see from Kuz?
Well, just aggressive. I mean, I like what I saw from him at both ends of the floor. He was in attack mode, did a great job on some terrific finishes like he always does. Back home, close to Flint, Michigan, where he grew up. So it's just nice to see him, Kuz, keep that mindset. We've seen him have some great games, had a 29-point game, some 20-plus point games this season. Then at times, he won't be as aggressive. Will defer to some of his teammates. But he's just got to keep thinking about being who he is as a basketball player. And that's a guy that can get you buckets, can be efficient in doing so.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we know somebody who's also quite efficient, Jaylen Brown. That's going to be their next opponent, the Boston Celtics. It'll be at home, so we'll have that home court advantage. But what do they need to prepare for when it comes to JB?
Well, he's another one of these great players in this league, like Cade Cunningham, like Tyrese Maxey last night. Every night you're going to see one of these dudes. So, I'm sure the coaching staff is going to put together a terrific game plan and try and make him work for each and every point that he could put on the board. But with me, Mel, it's not so much what these guys do, it's what the supporting cast do. If you keep, these other guys from scoring big numbers who are his teammates, like the Bucks didn't do against the Sixers last night, they give up a lot of double-figure scores tonight. That gives you a chance to win basketball games. You're not going to shut down a Jaylen Brown. He's too good. He's too consistent. It's what these other players do. The Peyton Pritchards of the world, keep them, below their averages or right around their averages, not allowing them to have the big nights, put you in a better position to win. But he's one of my favorite players just because of he's always in attack mode and the fact that he's improved his skill package each and every season. He's added a mid-range jump shot. He's added some ball handling skills to his game. So he's a fun player to watch and a headache to have to play against.
Yeah, to say the least. It'll be a good game, a good test for the Bucks after this 3-day break that they have coming up. But coming up next on Bucks Postgame Live, we'll hear from Doc Rivers, get his thoughts on tonight's game. 124-112 was the final. Pistons were victorious in this one. We'll talk more next. Hey, Bucks fans, if you ever miss a live game, you can catch up with game replays on the FanDuel Sports Network app.
Spear that Scoot's been on. What have you kind of seen from him to be able to get his own shot? Hit a
yeah, he's the one guy that can get a shot whenever he wants to. And I actually think he's doing it the right way. Like, he's moving the ball, he's letting the ball come back to him. But then low clock, we have a guy that you can get the ball to and he can make shots for us. And he's incredible at doing that. I just love the way he's playing because he doesn't do it early in the clock. He tries to move the ball and then he gets it back. So that's one of our big pluses right now is that he can do that.
Conversely, Ryan, I feel like he struggled a little bit to.
Yeah, I think he's forcing it too much on offense, honestly. And God, it's so tough because he's so young, and I'm really. It's funny, Rondo made a comment, you would have never given me this much rope. And I said, well, he's a better shooter. He's a better scorer. Rondo was obviously better with the ball. And I got to keep him unlocked and free. And the last thing I want to do is clog his brain, I guess. So trying to live with some of this. But it is, right now he's forcing it so much, it's affecting everyone. And we got to get him to get the ball back. We're going to start watching a lot more tape with him. But he's not doing it for any selfish reasons. It's just how he plays. And, it's a tough one.
first half, I would imagine that's what you envisioned with offensive rebounding.
Yeah, everything. I hated how we came out in the third. Man, I thought we played perfect in the first half. You know, the turnovers, a couple bad turnovers, not many though. A couple offers, not many. We did everything, and as I talked about before the game, we were leading in the margins. Then the second half, I thought it started right at the beginning of the third quarter. Then we kind of caught them, and then it started back. But we got to figure out a way of putting the 48-minute game together. And scoring is going to be hard for us. We understand that, and that's why our defense has to be better.
The final here from Detroit, 124-112. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Bucks Live, presented by our friends over at Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. Our next game, Celtics versus Bucks at Fiserv Forum on Thursday, December 11th. Until then, everybody have a great night.